Iron Banner's here for a couple weeks, so I wanted to get out the Claws of the Wolf and Crimil's reviews as soon as I possibly could. I'm going to ask you to approach this weapon differently, a lot differently. And once I get in talking about it, some other weapons that you have, you're going to start thinking about those. So stick with me. As far as Crimil's Dagger, the goal here, and always has been, to show it's possible, see what it's all about, decide if you want to grind for them. Because in the end, it's all about having success with it. What does it do? What does it have to be successful? I like Crimil's a lot. But just like Claws, you need to set it up a certain way. And there's some pretty odd yet extremely effective synergistic combinations, one in particular. And of course, there's very bad and mediocre rolls too. But importantly, I want to open your eyes on a perk. I don't think you realize how good and how powerful it is. I don't think the community as a whole realizes what's here. And once they do realize it, it's going to become a meta option. I do. I really think that. PvE and the Crucible. So as far as the base stats, I have seen multiple people in comments on Twitter. I've seen other creators. A ton say that the base stats are bad. That's not the case, really. They're actually second, third best in the game. Not bad at all. Really good for the class. But we have the outlier. Igneous Hammer. And Igneous is a solar weapon. Crimil's is a kinetic. Different spots, different loadouts. And gonna make a bold statement here. Igneous is the best legendary 120 in the game. It's the best one we've ever seen. It's the best one we will ever see. Because Igneous Hammer is cosplaying a 140 RPM hand cannon. That's what it's doing. It's a stat monster, so we're going to establish that. No other 120 is going to match it. Most 140s don't even match it. But for those, I guess, bad stats, they're better than the other 120s. Higher range, oddly high base stability for this class, better handling, all of it's actually really good. And what I found with what you're trying to accomplish, end goal, end game with it, with certain combinations, a lot of the pain points are just negated, and you end up using it for its purpose, what it does best. So only a couple things really matter. It's on the reward track. It can and does drop if you haven't even obtained it yet on the track, but you can then focus them, a steep 20,000 glimmer. For the perks in the third column, we have Enlightened Action, Slideways, Air Trigger, Strategist, Moving Target, Outlaw. In the final column, Kill Clip, Explosive Payload, Zen Moment, Opening Shot, Adagio, Precision Instrument. There's some perks that really shine on it, and I said earlier, the purpose of a weapon like this, we have big damage. It's amazing in team play, and it always has been. It has peak shot potential. You do it from a distance. So in the third, I feel that there's two main things to go for. One of them I know you probably haven't ever really used, but before I get to those, we have some basic combinations of perks that I wouldn't really fault anyone for using or trying. Something like Enlightened Action, Explosive Payload. I use this for a little bit. Explosive Payload in general for cleanup kills. Sniper Hand Cannon, the explosive part not having fall off. Then we have Enlightened Action. Payload counts as 2 hits, so that's 2 stacks. You get a faster reload, 3 shots and 6 hits. It's good. Or maybe something like Zen Moment in the final. Sure, you value anti-flinch, you value less reticle bounce, weapon shake. I have a Slide Zen that did just fine, and Slide grants plus 20 stability. Or maybe something's appealing like Moving Target, Opening Shot. There's Outlaw Kill Clip, Enlightened Action Kill Clip. Like if it calls to you, go for it, but I recommend something else. In the third, it boils down to 2 things. We have Slideways. You slide, reload a little bit of magazine, you get 25 stability, 20 reload for 3 seconds. So enhanced is 30 stability, 25 reload. This makes your shot more stable for its TTK. Takes the base stability to 51, and of course, Barrel Mag Masterwork, you can add on to that. It's a great perk for it, and you're bypassing a reload as you go. But the other is Air Trigger. You need to pay close attention to Air Trigger from this day on. Increased ammo reserves. When airborne, accuracy and reload speeds increased, but target acquisition is decreased. Here's what you need to know about this perk. Let's look at reloads. We have the base reload. It's horrible. It takes 2 to 5 business days, and that's always been a hindrance of using a 120 in general. Any of them is because of their reloads and their poor handling, and this is without loaders on. This is just the base 24 reload. Then we have Enlightened Action. It gets a lot better. So 3 hits, that's going to be a 3-shot kill in the Crucible. A lot better, right? Way better than the base reload. And then we add in Explosive Payload, so that's 6 hits. We have 6 stacks. 4 Enlightened Action. It's even better than that. And that's perk synergy too, right? Like you can deal with that. That's pretty good. Then we have Outlaw. Pound for pound has been one of the best, if not the best reload in the game. It grants 70 reload and a 0.9 scalar. It's a reload multiplier. You need a headshot final blow. You do that, get your reload, it flies. But let's take a look at Air Trigger. All you have to do is a base jump, like a bunny hop. It's not like high ground, anything like that. You just need to be flat out plain airborne. So a small tap jump. You can do it wherever you want, whenever you want. And you see how easy it is. Do you notice anything about that? It looks kind of similar because Air Trigger has the fastest reload scalar in Destiny 2 without requiring a kill trigger. It matches Outlaw. It is Outlaw On Demand. And when you line them up, we have the base, Enlightened Action 3, then 6, Air Trigger, and Outlaw. It's matching Outlaw. You don't need a precision final blow. This perk's going to change a lot of weapons. It's going to change rolls that you've already crafted. It's a new perk, but it's going to be on more, and the ones that it's on right now, there's a lot where it's the best perk 3 slot. It also grants ammo reserves. enhances even more reserves. I believe that there's a rocket coming out, or has come out, that is air trigger bait and switch. So even something like the Witness, jumping around, getting reloads in, and there's a couple other weapons it helps on too, and I'm going to be covering some shortly. But air trigger beats out Outlaw and light action easy. No precision final blow, you just go. And then we have the accuracy part. Ladies and gentlemen, it's cone time. Here's a dagger without air trigger. The circle is the aim assist, the X is the accuracy. When you jump into the air, that X expands, it blooms out. This is showing an accuracy from the air. Now the aim assist stays pretty much the same, that circle. The accuracy goes outside of the aim assist cone, highlighting inaccuracy. With air trigger, when you jump, the X stays where it's at, but you see the little aim assist circle get smaller. So what it says, it does. You get less aim assist, but you're a ton more accurate from the air. The accuracy is basically unaffected, and here's a perfect clip to kind of show the full perk in action. I have 4 rounds. If there's multiple targets in front of me, I want to have the ammo, so I need to reload. I do my short jump reload, my little bunny hop, and remember, instead of this, a base reload would be here. No kill, so no outlaw. Even hits with enlightened action is going to be slower. So I got the fast reload, I have ammo. Well, I jump in the air. Air trigger grants increased accuracy, and if you are accurate, if you are on target with this perk from the air, it will land. It's there. And 95% of this perk is using it for the reload, and the rest, if you want to, have to, need to, this is there. It's actually a crazy perk for what it is and what the trigger is. You can pair that with kill clip if you want. No headshot final blow, and you have the benefit of outlaw. And the TTK for kill clip is a 2 crit 1 body for tier 10. Tier 6 to 9 is 1 crit 2 body. Tier 5 and below you can 2 tap. But my favorite's been Adagio to pair this with, because a theme with a 120, tier 10 resilience is the kryptonite for it. With Adagio active, you can 2 crit tier 9 and below for a 0.6 TTK. If it's tier 10, it's a 1.2 TTK. I take that gamble. Not too many are running tier 10. This is an 80 range roll. Remember, Adagio also gives plus 10 range, so it's 90. And 120s in general, because their damage profile, can achieve their TTK past their fall off point. So my thought, the reload is negated. I use it how these things excel. It is big damage. There's peak shot. I'm trying to be close to a teammate. Then there's potential massive damage with 115s. That I could 2-tap in 1v1s, if not in a team setting. It's just obliterating health. And all the little in-between time, I'm not losing any time because I have the little bunny hop reloads. I don't see anything wrong with this. It's pretty strong to me, and this thing can easily get to 100 range with the right perks, but 80 to 90 with fall off, it's living in the 40 meter range anyway. I think Adagio is a great perk for it. It serves its purpose. In a team shot setting, it gets even better. But then we have Precision Instrument on the other side instead. It's the first ever enhanced Precision Instrument for a 120. If you enhance it, you can 2 crit 1 body tier 9 and below. Again, the Kryptonite tier 10. But you could pair that with Slide. And I see a lot of people do that. And I have a roll like this, and I started to enhance the perks. I stopped because 1, if I do want this combo, I want to get a little bit better stats. But 2, I think that I want air trigger Precision Instrument. I do. I get the more damage. It helps against overshields. There's ease of use as far as a 2 crit 1 body. And I have the fast reloads in between. Like, I think there's a lot to like here. I do. And once you start using air trigger, a lot of things change, to me at least, like on how you can use and approach a weapon. Because again, we have kill clip, Zen moment, other things, but on a 120, this one in particular, the 3 things stick out of Slideways, air trigger, Precision Instrument. And taking away Igneous, that's in another slot completely anyway, it matches or is better than any other 120 in the game. So that's going to be up for you to try. We have a couple weeks. You're going to get random drops of it, or you may want to focus them. Like if you do get one of these, try it, see what it's all about. I think a good weapon's here. And when we look at the barrel mag and masterwork, it's going to be RNG. Again, when those stats come up, you look at the 24 reload speed. If you want air trigger, that's negated. Or maybe you want slide for stability. You can go small bore accurized slideways. It's 87 range. You pair that in with Precision Instrument, it's helping range a little bit, but it's mostly for ease of use. Ideally, you want to get to 80 range because that's 37.8 meters, 38 meters. If you have full bore, that goes to 39.8. These things cap out at 40.5. So the 37.8 isn't too bad, really. These things have a design space. They're kind of coded a little bit differently. But the main theme of the video, like I was extremely impressed with air trigger for what it does. And there's a couple weapon reviews coming up that this is going to be a highlight of now. And on a 120, something that's slow and sluggish, it felt great. It's something that it has over the other 120s. So as you're playing, if it drops, try it out. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Feel is also a big part of weapons. I think it feels okay. I think it feels fine. I know that some people hate it, some love it. That's going to be up for you to decide. Only you know that. But the goal here was to talk about what is possible and paths to success. And those are them. Let's talk about it. Thank you for watching. And until the next one, I am CoolGuy.